Hello, guys. My name is Ahmed Hali for the Unscripted Talks here in the radio. As you see, my caption down there is a written state of the nation ahead of 2027. There are various issues that I would wish us to tackle. Uh, Among them, let me just check very fast. Among them is governance, corruption in our country, false promises, and voter registration. Now, when it comes to issues governance, we may want to ask ourselves, how many of us know about governance? How many of us has got civic education or have been civic educated about their rights, the Bill of Rights? Whenever bills are brought into Parliament, they are debated, and again, some of them passed, some of them taken down. Do we really take time to go through them instead of just maybe overacting from mere propaganda or hearsays? You know, it is always good to delve in because that is where this political class takes advantage of us. They always feel like they are a step ahead of us. And now, the Gen Zs, this is what I want to tell you even before I go further. You see, politicians, for them, they plan for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. But for us, we do politics of the nose. For us, we become so myopic. We like want immediate needs. Now, I understand there are those needs that you can finish immediately, and there are those needs that need to take time. So, what am I talking about? Let's say somebody is hungry. You understand? So the immediate solution for this person is to find them food, is to find them some meal to eat so that it solves their immediate problem. Now, the long-term solution is this. These people, you won't be there every day to give them meals. Now, what you need to do is make sure that you give them job, you secure them a source of income. If not, maybe you have a piece of land, eh? Gawanya kidogo, umpatie nafasi aweze kulima. You see, uh, mpe mbegu. I mean, capital necessarily is not finance related. You understand? So through that, we might be able to measure and give them a long-term solution towards their hunger. Now, what am I saying? We are fighting issues to do with the unemployment. And the kind of regime that we are dealing with is a regime that does not care much about you as a citizen. They don't care much about you, the common mwananchi. Let me take you back in 2022 before the elections. So I want to give you an analogy of a pre and post election era towards the 2022 general elections. During the campaigns, we had President William Samoei Ruto then, who was the deputy for the then regime of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, saying that there is dynasty or dynasties who are just making sure they dish everything, every resource in this nation and leaving nothing for us as the common mwananchi. Whom was he referring to? He was referring to the Kenyatta's family. He was referring to the Moise family. He was also referring to the Odingas. Now, what happened immediately after his election and before that? Remember the hustler versus narrative dynasty. That is the analogy I've given. He said this regime will be a government that recognizes the people of the lower cadre, the mamamboga, the cat pullers, wheelbarrow pullers, or pushers, um, border guys. So this was to be an all-inclusive government, and especially the bottom-up economic model that they were really championing for. Unfortunately, when they got into power, for a period of time, they lied to us because they tried to bring down prices of commodities. Okay, I won't sit down and try to lie to myself that it is this time that the price of basic commodities has risen. It will be a lie. The price of basic commodities did rise during Uhuru Moigai Kenyatta's regime. So when Ruto's regime came, they were able to at least reduce significantly the prices of goods. We, the people who were supporting the the regime of Ruto, thought like, wow, actually this person is working. Little did we know, for us, we were looking at the immediate needs. We were not knowing the calculations that this person was making. So he knew there was a finance bill coming ahead. So the first one they did passed it without our knowledge, because most of the time we Kenyans don't like studying, don't like reading, we don't want to learn. There's this one say that says if you want to hide wealth, hide it in books, because people don't like reading, you know. So then came 2024 during the Finance Bill 2024, which now we opened our eyes. We saw actually this government was taking us for a ride. And we told our members of parliament, kindly don't pass that bill. Now, you see, the zeal we did have on that era towards the June 25th, that is the spirit that we should not let go. Because again, we ask ourselves, the 8 bills that President William Samoei Ruto assented to just before the announcement of Raila Odinga's demise, when were they debated on parliament or in parliament? You get it was done in, was it February? Where were we? I mean, where were we when these things were being done? Now, there is one thing that Mumia's East, is it Mumia's East? No, 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 no. It is not Mumia's East. It is, I think there's a TikToker, among all these social media platforms, who said that we should wake up very early in the morning in 2027 and send all our members of parliament home. Why? They cannot tell us that they didn't know about this bill being tabled in parliament. They cannot tell us they were not aware of this bill being tabled in parliament, but they chose silence. So, silence means compliance, right? Because silence is also communication in its own way. You understand? So, I really don't know why they chose silence. I don't understand why they chose to be so quiet while we are suffering. You understand? That is why they cannot come here and lie to us that, we are with you. How are you with us while the most important things are happening in parliament, and still we as the common mwananchi don't know what's happening? Let me just confirm that my sound good. I just want to confirm that my sound call is okay. Remember, I told you that I am one person who I'm the cameraman. I'm the production unit, actually. So, thank you so much for being patient. Allow me put this kicker here. Mhm. You can as well go and go on with subscribing to my, live. Kindly subscribe and press notification button for regular updates. So anytime that we are live, you'll be the very first person to be notified, or anytime that anytime that we upload the content of this nature. Good. I think I'm done for now. What's the time? 2040. Okay, by 11:10 I should be doing something great. Thank you for your patience. Now, as I was saying, you know, uh, when these bills are tabled in parliament, our MPs know about them. Unfortunately, they choose silence. They feel that silence is the best thing they can offer us. And we cannot say that we are happy with that, are we? So it is our duty to go dig deep and get to know the proceedings of parliament, and also get to understand that politics is about interests. And those members of parliament that you see in parliament, most of them, as much as we are the people who have delegated that power for them to go and represent us in parliament, most of the time they go to do their personal businesses there. Understand? So it is our duty. We cannot take it for granted. For a very long time here in Kenya, we've been undermining countries like Tanzania, tukisema kwamba kwao ni wanyonge sana, hawezi wakaenda kuandamana kupigania haki yao. And remember, Tundu Lissu told them that there is a price to pay for liberation. There is a price to pay for democracy. You cannot sit down and wait for democracy to come unto you. You cannot sit down and wait for freedom. You have to go out of your way and fight for it. Now, today Tanzanians have surprised us. There is an analysis I did some 2 years ago, I think, or 1.5 years ago. I did tell people that Kenya is already woken up, but there is a lion that is in deep sleep, and that lion is in Tanzania. The moment that lion will wake up, the moment that lion will wake up, it will surprise so many people. Now, look, I consider these as the first demonstrations that Tanzania has waged against the government, and see what they have done. I don't know, what is your measure of a successful demonstration? Maybe we have different analogies, because, we saw infiltration whereby, unfortunately, most artists who were supporting the government, and they did put outside there their entities and businesses, they have been touched down. It is so unfortunate. But again, that is the price they have to pay for the decisions that they made. I'm not encouraging us to keep burning stuff, but it shows the kind of rage that the Tanzanians had. It is something that has been brewed. It was just waiting for the appropriate time to explode. It is so that even President Samia Suluhu deemed it fit to, impose curfew of 6 p.m. in Dar es Salaam and other parts of the country. What am I saying? If we here in Kenya are going to sit down, we will only remain with one thing: ranting on internet, like I am doing right now. speaking but without a solution. Then our script is taken by another country that knows the real importance of freedom. You know, I don't know. I don't know what we are going to do to liberate us as a nation. I don't know what we are going to do to make sure that we reach to a position whereby these leaders are going to listen to us and know whatever we say, we mean. How many times have we planned demonstrations and we do not avail ourselves for it? We're just saying that we are going to occupy parliament. The streets are calling. We set a date. Like the latest one was when Raila Odinga passed. Now, the following day was to be a day of demonstration. Why? I'm exhausted. Why? Because of the 8 bills that were considered to be draconian laws. But if I may ask, there were 3 controversial. The Privatization Act, which was providing that now, henceforth, the government will be selling their shares without Parliament's approval. And it is only the Treasury that will be deciding, like, hey, we want to sell our shares at the KPC, we do it. We want to sell our shares at KPLC, we do it. We want to sell our shares at the, whatever government entity and companies they feel. 2, the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act. You see, most of these leaders who are coming who were in support of that bill, like, our children are exposed to pornographic content and blah 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 blah, so we are bringing in these to help safeguard our kids. Is that really the case? Apart from that, there was this land actor, and when it comes to issues lands, we have something that we call leasehold and freehold. Freehold, this is where you own land for as long as you are alive. When you kick the bucket, your kin inherits it. Now, the government is trying to change this narrative. That land of which you own, they want to turn it to a leasehold, such that if it's a period of 99 years, there's an amount you pay, you keep paying. If you are unable to pay it, the government will take it away from you and develop it or give it to somebody else who can develop it. Is that the route that we really want to go to? So the smoke screen was the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Act of 2024 that was now the bill that was now approved. You see? So there is a lot we can talk about governance. There is a lot we can say about governance. Manake mida nyingi tuko tu hapa tu, tunaona vitu ambavyo serikali wanafanya, tunasikiliza na tunakaa tu kwamba yani kama vile mtu atatoka tu sehemu nyingine atuokoe. Kipindi ambapo ni sisi wenyewe inafaa tutoke mle nje tuweze kupigana na serikali, kwa sababu kama Mama Samia anavyotuita hapa Kenya eti viumbe. Hawa viumbe wanaoitwa wanasiasa, hawa viumbe kusema kweli hawana kitu chochote kizuri ambacho wanatutakia sisi kama wananchi. Wao wanatutakia tu kifo. Wao wanataka tuweze kuisha kabisa. Kando na hilo, hakuna cha msingi ambacho wanaweza wakatusaidia nalo. So tuzidi kujihamasisha kuhakikisha kwamba tunajua ni kipi ambacho kinafanyika kwenye bunge. Wanapopeleka miswada na inapitishwa, rais anakuja kutia saini, inafaa yule mbunge wako anakuja kukueleza fulani fulani, ama wakazi wa eneo bunge langu, mwajua kwamba kuna mswada fulani ambao serikali umeweza kumpatia mbunge fulani aulete pale kwenye jukwaa la bunge, na inavyoonekana huu mswada ni mswada ambao ni wa unyanyapaa, ni mswada ambao utaweza kudhalilisha mwananchi na haki zake, ni mswada ambao utaweza kutufanya kwamba ibara ya 33, 34 na 35 ya katiba yetu ambayo iliidhinishwa mwaka 2010 itafanyaje? Itakuwa tena inakiukwa. So itakuwa ni njia moja ya kwamba sisi tunajua jinsi ya kupambana na serikali, yaani kuiwekea serikali macho kwamba kile wanachofanya kibaya tunawarudisha kwenye mstari, na wanachokifanya kizuri alhamdulillah tunawasifia. Ila mara nyingi tunapata kwamba serikali za hapa ama kwenye bara ya Afrika wengi wamekuwa ni watu ambao wanapelekwa na matakwa yao yalishe tumbo, wajua, kiasi cha kwamba wananchi wanaishi katika hali au katika maisha ya mkono kinywani, hand to mouth, that is it in English, you understand. So these politicians, these members of parliament, they are our greatest enemies and we should not give them space. Hatufai kuwapa nafasi hata kidogo, manake tukiwapa nafasi hawa watu watatuumiza, hawa jamaa watatuumiza. So ni vyema tuweze kukaa chini tuelewane, sisi kama wananchi tutachukuaje nguvu zetu tena ili tuwape wale viongozi ambao wamehitimu, viongozi ambao wana matakwa. Disconnect my Wi-Fi restored because over here something seems to be wrong. Something seems to be wrong. My bitrate has been significantly reduced. Well, talking alone for a very long time is difficult. So, for you who has been listening to these, kindly give me a comment in the comment section below. I really want to know what's your take before we go to the next juncture, which is corruption. I want to go to the next juncture, which is corruption. Yeah. I want to go to the next juncture, which talks about corruption. And before we do that, I would really love to get to know what's your take in the overall state of the nation. How do you understand it? What do you feel is wrong? What do you feel is right? Where do you feel we have a challenge as a nation? And when you mention the challenge, also focus on both us as the citizens and also the leaders a little bit. Good. Hey, one day I believe I will have a team to help me do this kind of work. This one man band is doing me injustice. Again, I'm being told that my stream current bitrate is higher than the recommended. Then which one is the recommended, Jamani? We recommend use stream bitrate of 1,000. Okay, let me see if I can change those settings in my stream, because all I want is a good stream. All I want is a perfect stream. Hmm. Audio. Is it video or audio? Audio. I'm not seeing anywhere written bitrate. Okay. I understand maybe this can't be done while we are live. Okay. Uh I would prefer if I will go to the next, because I'm still not seeing anyone who is actually giving me a comment, because I'm still waiting for your comments for me to continue, you know. Anyway, for those who are watching, I'm so much grateful. I'm so much grateful that you are taking your time to come and listen to me. Thank you so much. For those who are joining live, thank you so much. I'm also taking this time to relax. Over 20 minutes talking alone. We need to be interacting. Hmm. Where are my people? I'm still waiting for your comments. I'm still waiting for your comments before I go to the next. Good. Okay, let's talk about corruption. You see, or basically, I don't know. I don't know who is not corrupt in one way or the other. It's a problem that all of us have. It's a problem that all of us should actually be talking about, because as we were growing, if your brother wants to send you and you're kind of resisting, and you feel maybe you don't feel like you want to go to the shop and buy whatever they're sending you to buy, they'll probably take some 2 shillings, give it to you, just to convince you, like you know chukua inaenda kununua peremende. Then after listening to that peremende stuff, oh my, already you're considering to agree to his request. So at the end of the day, you find yourself being able to be compromised. Now that is where corruption begins. So basically, all of us at a certain point, we have made our lives easier through corruption. We've corrupted our siblings. We've corrupted people in offices in the name of chukua hii, nunua nayo chai, hii itakusaidia kwa nauli. We've inculcated the culture of corruption. And when we see our policemen doing it on roads, receiving bribes, and later on we see accidents happening, largely, I don't know, whom should we blame? Is it the police? Is it we as citizens? I mean, those are the issues I really want us to discuss here. Just write it down. Tell me, whom should we blame in terms of corruption? Like now, you see, uh, we've already talked about governance. Yeah. Now it is related with this corruption because we've said now we need to hold these leaders accountable and all that and all that. But now, coming to think of it, we too, as citizens, we have a share. What do we call a fair share of the blame? Are we not the ones who are giving this environment the capability to for people to corrupt us? Let me see. Let me see. Um, okay, 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 okay. I thought that somebody was already, giving a comment, and it seems like they're away from typing it. Mhm. Good. So, how how about all of us decide that we don't want to involve ourselves with corruption? We say, starting from the house, I'm no longer going to convince someone to do something unwillingly and try to bribe my way in. Start from you. Tell yourself, I'll not take these 20,000 shillings to take to somebody into an office for me to get this job. As long as I know I am the qualified person, I have the right credentials. This is not a decision that you can do alone. It should be a collective decision. It should be something that all of us as citizens decide that we don't want to end up this way. Are we together? So there are certain things we should always sit down, consider, and at the end of the day, make sound decisions. If I had music, I'll do music as part of a break. Let me see if we have music here that is copyright free. Let me see. I won't look for copyright free music in YouTube library so that I take a break. Oh, I've been talking by myself for a very long time. You guys, you don't want to you don't want to cooperate with me.
So first thing, that's what you got to do. Verify the account. Now,
Hmm. Scroll that down. Audio library. Okay, thank you. I think I've found it. Huh. I'm being told this is an audio library. I'm not sure you'll be able to enjoy this, but let us just try. Okay, okay. Now that calls for me to also add. Let me see. 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 Let me see Personally, I want to play it. We are just on a break. We are just on our break, and that's why I'm doing this music. Huh? Yeah, that's it. We can now go to our next topic, which is corruption. You know, there are so many things that are happening within the nation. And like I told you in governance, that we need to keep our leaders accountable. We need to make them understand that whatever they are doing, everything that they are doing, we are aware of. This is not an era whereby we are going to be told that the government did this is wrong. For instance, where were they while the 8 bills were being presented in parliament and also, being passed, you know? So they cannot come and start crying foul, telling us that, we are sorry, we have to fight these and we have to take these into courts. I mean, you should have told us firsthand. Otherwise, we shall see all these as just mere games. We shall see them as distractions. Maybe you want us to focus on these as you continue pledging and staging more and more bills. Now, as you see in my thumbnail here, I have talked about now, we are into corruption. And in corruption, have just said that one, this begins at home. For instance, your sibling is sending you to go buy some sugar at the shop, but you don't want. Then they add you some 5 shillings, tell you go buy sweets with these or candies, then you agree to eat. So that is where the first inculcation of corruption goes. So here in corruption, we also share a fair deal that we too should change our ways. We as the citizens, we also need to change our ways, the way we operate, the way we think, the way we handle issues. That also should be a consideration in everything that we are doing. Therefore, I would like to know, what do you think about these manners called corruption? I mean, uh, I mean, uh, we need to sit down